All right, YouTube. So we are back at Justin Cummings for City Council, the website. We were just looking at his platforms, pretty revolting in my opinion. But I just want to go ahead and say that I do have a future here in Santa Cruz in terms of running for office. This is the reason why I'm trying to get more involved with this. But let's go ahead and look at the elected officials. Chris Crone, Sandy Brown, Watkins, Leopold, Pomerantz, Fitzmore. A lot of Jews, by the way. A lot of Jews in politics, and a lot of people realize that. And a lot of proud Jews, by the way, so good for them. That's probably going to disqualify me from any kind of aspirations for politics, but definitely going to affect my APAC funding. But then again, it's like Ocasio-Cortez comes out and says, like, oh, I denounce Israel for their atrocities committed against Palestine. It's like, yeah, but you're not going to talk about the Israeli influence that we have in our politics. You're not going to talk about the Jewish subversion of American culture. You're not going to talk about that. Anyways, I'll talk about that. Monterey Bay City or Central Labor Council, National Union of Healthcare Workers, People's Democratic Club of Santa Cruz County, People's Democratic, big buzzwords there, Democratic Socialists of America, Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz for Bernie! So they're one of these, they're essentially these mindless Bernie bros that are like, oh yeah, Bernie's gonna save us, Bernie's gonna run again. I don't think Bernie is going to switch over to the Democratic Party. I mean, if he does, then it really just proves that he's a fucking sellout, which he is. I mean, he bought, 3 fucking houses after he dipped out of the race there. He was paid off by the Clintons. That's so fucking obvious by the Clinton camp. They're like, oh yeah, Bernie, you obviously got more votes, but we're going to go ahead and lie about it. We're going to say that Hillary actually won the primary, and we're essentially going to, pay you off, and you being a good puppet, you're going to accept that money because that's what you do. You sell yourself out like a prostitute. All these individuals, let's see if there's any names on here that I know. I know Allison Maupin. I've talked to her a lot. She's told me that, for a Trump supporter, you're actually very level-headed. Well, that's because she doesn't, talk to many Trump supporters, and she just listens to the propaganda that's spread about Trump supporters like myself, like we're racist, we're sexist, we're xenophobes. Because I say things about the Jews, and I say things about Israeli, the Jewish subversion of American culture. That doesn't make me a racist. In fact, that makes me the opposite of a racist. I'm trying to point out that there is racism here in the United States, and you get called a racist for it. It's kind of it's Orwellian in a lot of ways. But this is the world that we live in, folks. This is the Orwellian world that we live in. Anyways, a little hot and bothered here. Look at all these names. I don't see any names. I'm gonna see if my girl Taylor's on here. Taylor Swift. Nope, didn't get her endorsement. Too bad. All right. Anyways, so let's see. I think I got some more minutes here. Let's go ahead and look at donate, support, not happening, biography. Let's look at his biography real quick. I grew up in a working-class, union-proud neighborhood on the south side of Chicago, so Obamahood, where I was instilled with the values of community, inclusivity. Oh, Jesus Christ! All these Marxist buzzwords. Community, inclusivity. Let's have men go into women's bathrooms. That's appropriate. Environment and social justice. Man, I'm gonna puke. My mother was a public health nutritionist, and my father was a criminal defense attorney. So he's connected. Okay, he's privileged, and there's nothing wrong with that. I was born but he's like working class, union proud. Yeah, bullshit. I was born and raised in a family that demonstrated commitment to the public service, and I have carried those values with me. So he's in the family, he's continuing his legacy in politics. So, guy's got to do what he's got to do, During my time as a student, I became actively involved with many campaigns. For example, as a member of the Eastern Illinois University Fair Trade Coalition. I worked with my comrades. Oh, my comrades! Comrades! Niet, no. Oh my God, niet to socialism. That's what I gotta say. Comrade, to get 90% of the coffee served on our campus to be fair trade certified within a year and a half. So, I worked at a couple of health food stores. Fair trade essentially means like ethical trade. I mean, you can only go so far to vet these companies, and really, you don't know where this shit's coming from. Okay. By the way, Staff Alive here in Santa Cruz, they claim to have free range meat. That's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, they just repackage it. It's like conventionally farmed meat or whatever. And same with their vegetables. And I'm not afraid to repeat that again. It's not defamation because it's true. I've worked there, and I have employees that work there that can essentially corroborate this. Anyways. I later co-chaired the coalition and helped promote sweatshop-free campus apparel. Okay, that's nice. During November of 2005, I helped organize and led a group of students to provide relief network in New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. The thing that I'm concerned about is that with all these people that come from different parts of the country that are coming here into Santa Cruz, like, it's essentially he's kind of adding to the problem that he's claiming to try and stop. So outside influence into our politics. Well, buddy, you're from Chicago. Why aren't you running for office over there? Well, it's pretty obvious because a Democrat, believe it or not, if voter fraud is all tightened up and we can actually grow a fucking sack and basically crack down on voter fraud, Democrats would not have a chance to get elected anywhere. So the fact that he's coming here in Santa Cruz, the vote's going to be rigged, I'm sure. But another thing too, it's like, well, a lot of these projects that you have where you're like, well, we were helping for Hurricane Katrina, we're helping for the hurricane that hit Puerto Rico. I look at it as virtue signaling. I really do, because while you could be spending time helping Hurricane Katrina, or while you're doing that, helping the victims there, you could essentially be helping your own community. And I'll just go ahead and leave it at that. During college, I also participated in a number of socially and environmentally focused internships. These internships included planting community gardens throughout low-income neighborhoods in the Cook County Jail in Chicago, and conducting climate change research in the rainforests of Costa Rica. I lived in Costa Rica. I love that place. As a senior, I was also nominated as and served as student dean of the College of Sciences. Okay. I just want to go ahead and just do a little quick thing here, because I am planning on contacting Justin Cummings. He goes to Brady's Yacht Club a lot, and I intend to have a civil discussion, but I intend to discuss with him, or at least make him aware of my concerns when he uses words like environmentalism and comrades. I mean, you could understand why I might be a little concerned, being someone who's very anti-Marxist, anti-socialist. Anti-neocon. I'm anti-establishment, really. That's all I am. In 2007, I moved to Santa Cruz to begin a PhD at Santa Cruz, UC Santa Cruz, in the Department of Ecology and Evolutionary Biology. Okay, I'm not a creationist, by the way, but I have some skepticism regarding the theory of evolution. I think it's history is written by the victors, and same goes with science. They talk about, how, science is written in stone. Well, why aren't you looking into works of Tesla? He pushed the line. And anyways, as a passionate, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here, because look, guys, I can get a good feel of what this guy's about. He's a communist. And when he uses words like comrades, he's trying to get that across. He's trying to appeal to his base, to the Democratic Socialists of America, Santa Cruzians for Bernie, all these commie gobbledygook speak type people that are coming, from here in Santa Cruz. And keep in mind, folks, that these people have a much larger voice. That it doesn't necessarily reflect the size of their base. They essentially have a larger voice because they have so much influence in the media. This is why it's called the liberal media, even though I dispute that term. They're anything but liberal. But anyways, this is the reason why I'm making this video, because I'm sure there's a lot of Santa Cruzians that are either A, concerned about people like this, or B, unaware. And most of them choose to be unaware. Most of them choose to be ignorant about it because they don't want to do the research. They're afraid of what they're going to look into. They essentially were raised thinking that, government is there to protect all. Government knows more than the individual. Well, keep this in mind. When people push that bullshit, they're essentially insulting you. They're essentially saying, well, the government knows more than you, and we're going to take your money, and we're going to spend it better than you, because that's what we do. We're communists. Alright, that was a pretty good take. I'm going to end it on that. Thanks for watching, guys. God bless, and I'll see you later. Peace out.